Today we're going to learn how to use Google Docs with add-ons to create a rubric that we can grade with our students. So the first thing you're going to do is up here on the add-ins menu in Google Docs is go to Get Add-ons, and you're going to look for Orange Slice. To help you out, I've created a link here on the video. And you're going to install the teacher rubric, and if you like, the student rubric. Once you've hit install, they will show up on your add-on menu here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is go to that add-on for teacher rubric, and we're going to click Score Rubric. The document is going to sync with the add-on, and it's going to bring up this bar over here on the side. So what we're going to do is explain what kind of rubric we want it to use. Notice on screen it's put a spot for the final grade to appear, but we're going to pick out the rest. Okay, I'm going to show this table as going descending, meaning my highest grades will be up here on the left, and my lowest will be on the right. I'm going to create my own performance levels, or you could use one of the pre-made ones. They have all these other pre-built categories that you can use. Well, I'm going to create my own. Okay, and then I'm going to hit Create Rubric because I want to build it myself. All right, as a matter of fact here, so it gives me these rows built in for myself. Okay, the first thing I want to do, okay, I have already typed up somewhere a list of all my categories. I'm going to paste in my performance indicators. And then I'm also going to grab and copy my different categories. I've used generic for purposes of understanding that this can work with just about anything. And this is why we said it was descending, because it's going to go from 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, and then I'm just going to fill these in with 0 points. All right, now I'm going to tell it I want it to score the rubric. And now it's going to ask me a few more questions. Is this an analysis rubric or a holistic rubric? If I take it to holistic, it takes points off of it. All right, but for analysis, I can actually create points for this, and I can decide how many total points I want to use. For our purposes today, I'm going to say that this is, because it's a 4-scale rubric with 4 categories, I'm just going to say 16 points, but you don't have to do it that easily. Okay, and I'm just going to use it from 0 to 16 points. But you can also pick grade levels as well. I click off of that and I hit Finished. All right, now, what I'm going to be able to do here is actually use this to score people. So I'm going to come up here and rename this document Rubric to Use. All right, and I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to come back up here to Add-ons. And I'm going to come back up here to Teacher Rubric, and I'm going to score this rubric. This time, the menu is going to change, and it's going to give me the chance to select how they did. I'm going to come across, I'm going to select off the indicators that this student might have achieved, and then I'm going to hit Process Grade. All right, and then it says here, guess what? Your assignment has just been graded, and it gave it a percentage up here. At this point, I'm going to make a copy of this and put the student name rubric at the top. All right, that now sits on my Google Drive as a scored rubric for that student that I can share with them. I go back to my original, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to tell it to score the rubric. All right, and now I'm going to come in and I'm going to change the indicators for this next student. And tell it to reprocess the grade. And then I'm going to get a new rubric with a new grade, and I'm going to make a copy of this for my next student. So now let's talk about the student rubric, what they mean by that. So you could give this pre-made rubric, and you could make a copy of it and make it available to the students, and then that student could click on peer review. When they go through and they check off the indicators that they feel like either they have achieved or their peer has achieved, and they click process review, it's going to put in green what they said. After a student review is done, then a teacher review or teacher scoring can happen, and they grade it. What's going to happen there is the ones that are the same will overlap, but the ones where they disagreed, you can see here the teacher grades are in yellow, but the peer review grades are in green. So up here at the top, I have the original teacher grade, I have the peer review grade, and then the original grade, the final grade at the end. All right, so you can use this to grade the assignment over and over again as either teacher graded or peer reviewed. And again, then I can make copies of this. Okay, and then you can share them or print them or however you want to distribute them to the students. Now, since we don't have Google Classroom, we would have to find a way to share these rubrics with students if we were going to do the peer review. That process is a little more complicated, but it could be solved with access to things like shared Google Drives.